It started at 2:13 a.m. I woke up standing in the middle of the street. A biting cold wind whipped around me, making me shiver in my thin pajamas. The road was utterly silent, deserted, with old-fashioned lampposts casting long, eerie shadows that danced and twisted. A strange, thick fog coiled around my ankles, cold and damp, almost like it was alive. My head felt incredibly heavy, throbbing with a dull ache, like I'd been forcefully ripped from a deep sleep, from a dream I wasn't meant to leave. It was a disorienting, sickening feeling. I tried to retrace my steps, to understand how I got here, but my mind was a total blank. I couldn't remember walking outside. I had no memory of opening my front door, let alone stepping out into the dead of night. I didn't remember anything after closing my eyes in bed. It was a void, a terrifying gap in my memory that made my stomach churn. Panic started to set in, a cold dread spreading through my chest. I fumbled for my phone in my pajama pocket, my fingers numb and clumsy from the cold. The screen lit up, blinding me for a second in the oppressive darkness, and that's when I saw it. Something that made my blood run absolutely cold. A video was playing on the screen. It was already in progress. The timestamp showed it was recorded just 10 minutes ago. The footage was shaky, unstable, as if the phone had been propped up against something on my nightstand. It showed my bedroom, and it showed me I was standing perfectly still in the middle of the room. But something was horribly wrong. My back was arched in a way that looked unnatural, painful, almost like it was broken. My limbs were rigid, my whole posture contorted. Then, slowly, terrifyingly, my head began to turn. It rotated on my neck, inch by inch, to face the camera. The movement was jerky, inhuman. My eyes were wide, vacant, but the most chilling part, no one was holding the camera. Just as my face filled the frame, the screen glitched, distorting into a mess of static and colored lines. A sound crackled through the phone's tiny speaker. It was a whisper, a dry, raspy sound that seemed to slither right into my ear. It said, "Where were you when I took your place?" My heart felt like it stopped. It dropped into the pit of my stomach, a leaden weight of pure terror. My breath hitched in my throat. I couldn't process the words. Took my place. What did that even mean? Before I could even begin to form a coherent thought, the video on my phone continued. The static cleared, and the image returned. But what it showed next was the stuff of nightmares. Another version of me, another me, stepped into the frame from the side of the screen. This one was different. It moved fluidly, normally, and it was smiling. A wide, predatory smile that didn't reach its eyes. This new me walked calmly out of my bedroom, heading down the hallway, toward the front door. The implication hit me like a physical blow. The video showed my double leaving the house, which meant, whoever was standing here, shivering in the middle of this dark, foggy street, wasn't the first one to leave my house tonight. I was the second one, the real one. A wave of nausea washed over me. My legs felt weak, like they were about to give out. I had to move. I had to get away. But before I could force my frozen limbs to obey, I heard it, a sound that broke the dead silence of the night. Footsteps. Behind me. They were slow, deliberate, soft, shuffling sounds on the asphalt, and they were matching my own breathing, my own frantic heartbeat, almost as if they were an echo of my own movements. My blood turned to ice. Every instinct screamed at me not to look, to just run and never stop, but I couldn't help it. My body turned on its own, a slow, dreadful pivot, and there he was, standing about 20 feet away, partially obscured by the swirling fog. It was me, the other version of me from the video. He was still smiling, that same, horrifying smile. His eyes were what truly terrified me, though they weren't my eyes. They were pitch black, empty voids that seemed to suck in all the light around them. He looked at me, his head tilted slightly, like he was studying a curious insect. The fog swirled around his feet, making him look like he had just materialized from the mist itself. Then, he spoke. His voice was the same as the whisper from the phone, but clearer now, a chillingly calm tone that cut through the night air. He said, "You weren't supposed to wake up." The words hung in the air between us, a death sentence. The last thing I remember was him taking a single step forward, his smile widening impossibly, and then the fog rushed in from all sides, thick and suffocating, swallowing everything: the street, the lamplights, him, me. Everything went black. Now I'm awake again. I'm back in my room. The sun is streaming through my window, birds are chirping outside. It all feels so normal, so mundane. The fog, the street, the other me. It feels like a fever dream, a vivid nightmare my mind cooked up. I can almost convince myself it wasn't real. Almost, but there's a lingering coldness in my bones that I can't shake. I sit up in bed, my heart still pounding a nervous rhythm against my ribs. I need to see my own face, to ground myself, to prove that it was just a dream. I get up and walk to the bathroom, my reflection slowly coming into focus in the mirror above the sink, and that's when I see it. The final, terrifying truth. The reflection in the mirror, my reflection, is still smiling that same, wide, awful smile. But I'm not. My own face is a mask of pure terror. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.